How do you found a magazine? You know?
Oh, so all you do is you go to the bar, and then you have like 4 or 5 drinks, and then you text your buddy from Los Angeles and say, "Hey, do you want to start a magazine with me?" And then you hope that they say no when you wake up. And then,
hey, you want to know how you start a podcast?
Yeah.
You hit up your buddy, and you say, hey, we should start a podcast, and you hope they say no.
Exactly, man. That's how most great things happen, right?
Yeah. This podcast is brought to you by Juno Coffee, made right here in the Central Valley of California. Nothing beats fresh brewed coffee, and their fresh brewed coffee is delicious. However, their specialty instant coffee is a great alternative for those who are on the go, whether you're hiking, climbing, parenting, or out there just being rad. I have tried so many instant coffee, you guys, and this instant coffee tastes delicious. It tastes like an actual cup of coffee. I can't describe to you guys that, like, most instant coffee just tastes bad, and this one tastes so good. It tastes like an actual cup of coffee. I even just have it at home. It's so good. So if you guys want to purchase their products, you can go find them at their website, drinkjunocoffee.com. Once again, that's at drinkjunocoffee.com, or follow them on Instagram. It's at drinkjuno. Go check them out. Nick's a cool dude. He runs his whole Drink Juno Coffee, and he's a great dude. Go check him out. Go support him. And thank you, Nick. This podcast is brought to you by Crybaby Wine. Proudly located in Fresno, Crybaby Wine offers you your favorite delicious tasting wines like Chardonnay, Cabernet, and everything in between. Not only do they offer these great tasting wines, but they also offer delicious de-alcoholized CBD wine. Infused with CBD and CBG, these wines help reduce anxiety, alleviate stress, and you can find their products at crybabywine.com. If you live in Fresno County, you'll receive free delivery. Once again, you can check them out at crybabywine.com or follow them on Instagram at crybabywinecalifornia. Thanks again, Crybaby. This podcast is brought to you by Brewing, the official beer of the podcast. Located in Atwater and Ceres, this brewery offers not only delicious tasting beer, but great events that bring the whole community together. So on November 23rd, make sure that your calendar is cleared for Friendsgiving 2022. It will be in Atwater at the Tarmac, and there will be beer, games, live music, cocktails, and much more. They also have a new cider coming out this month, and their Defoggin' is back as well. So check out their stuff on Instagram at Blaker Brewing or at Blaker Tarmac. Once again, it's at Blaker Brewing or at Blaker Tarmac. Thanks again, Blaker. This podcast is brought to you by Wooten Personal Training. You won't find the answer in a cute pair of leggings or in that new protein shake, but you will find it during your time at Wooten Personal Training. Justin empowers clients to identify their wellness goals and adjust their lifestyle to make health a priority and a reality. Justin offers one-on-one personal training as well as a small group training in a studio located in downtown Merced, and he just launched a new membership program. So if you guys have any questions about that, please contact Justin at 209-500-7323. Once again, it's 209-500-7323, or follow him on Instagram at Wooten Personal Training. Once again, that's at Wooten Personal Training. Thanks again, Justin. This podcast is brought to you by Worknet and the Merced County Workforce Development Board. On this podcast, we often talk about how people from the Central Valley made it, either in a career or starting their own business. In Merced County, Worknet provides people with career advice or job information and the training they might need in order to change careers. Worknet services are provided through Merced County, and they are completely free, so it's a no-brainer, you guys. Now, if you guys are interested in taking advantage of this, you guys can check them out at worknetmerced.com. Once again, you guys, if you guys need help starting a new business, switching jobs, anything like that, they offer free help, and that is at worknetmerced.com. Thanks again, Worknet. Thanks for tuning in to Central Valley Podcast. I am your host, Micah, Diele, and if you're new around here, this is a show where we highlight the talented individuals who make up the Central Valley of California, as well as people in general who are passionate about what they do. Once again, you guys, we got merch for sale. Please follow me on Instagram at Central Valley Podcast. That's where I post all the promos, all the trailers, all the highlights, everything else like that. That's pretty much my main source of the podcast, so please check that out. And then if you guys could also do me a favor, go over to our YouTube page and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. So type in Central Valley Podcast and it'll come right up. You can subscribe to the channel and just show support that way. It helps the algorithm. It helps everything else. So please do that, you guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. Merch is for sale on the website. We got cool looking hats and stuff like that over here. And it would just mean the world to me. Now, Today's musical guest, you guys, is Slow Burn Crew. I linked up with Slow Burn Crew. Well, I first saw Slow Burn Crew about a year ago after I had Dallas on my podcast, Dallas Huford. Shout out to Mulberry Dreams. And he had them on his podcast, and that's kind of where I was first introduced to them. Started checking out their stuff, and over the past year, I've got to see them evolve and grow into like the talented individuals that they are. So it's just such a unique duo, the Slow Burn Crew is. So there's Shortage, who makes the beats and raps, and then there's Chuda, who also raps and sings and everything else. And so those two have such a unique bond, and I just love seeing their energy and how they can just pump each other up, and like they're so in sync with each other. It's just so awesome to see, and that's what you're going to see in this next performance, you guys. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is Slow Burn Crew performing their song, Tiptoe.
Ah, shit.
What
this is?
I don't know.
Think they know this?
I don't think they know.
Maybe now. Look. Damn, man, I'm pissed off. Damn. Man, I'm pissed off. And hold on.
You got it.
Listen.
What?
Look, damn. Man, I'm pissed off. Hit the blunt twice. It's a big cough. Big boss, and you ain't Rick Ross. I can let you get a little weird, you Kid Ross. Damn, I got an ego. Dirty DAs, keep me heavy, I can't keep those. Put her cheese on the net, and I can't blame her. She just trying to get a check, and I can shame her. Vroom, beep, go a distance. Red lines hopping out in every instance. Don't smoke, let us know, don't like the instance. You bugging for a piece of digital like the insect. Dime algo. I had bitches even when I had the auto. Hey, different route though. Talk, you won't keep my name out your mouth though. Drop the low and I'm riding. Pick her up, smoke her out, she excited.
Okay.
Can you keep it gangsta if your ex sliding?
I
All I picture when they mean to get violent. 1, 2, to the 4. You ain't talking money, baby, go and hit the dough.
5, 6, off a split. I ain't missed once, and I'm reading this.
I said, that's it, Ocho. Hey, motherfuckers really got me going loco. I said,
Yes, I can tiptoe, but I'm still on 10. Yeah, I'm still on 10 when I come round. Look down at my watch and it's my time. Look around my town and I can't find myself getting stuck on the sidelines, not being this right. Any, meeny, miny, mo. Who's at the dough? It's money, fame, drugs. You can never take the money and the drugs. The fame you can have it. I know myself. I'll make a bad addict like whoa.
yeah, who got the bottle?
I shit steady slipping, gotta drive home. Up, down, left, right, got cheat codes. On me, my time card, free throw. 3 lanes, my life, and I dropped out. Knew me back then, you don't know me now. New me, new goals, new focus. I'll pay up, don't trip, you focus. 1, 2, to the 4. You ain't talking money, baby, go hit the doorstep.
5, 6, off a split. I ain't miss once, and I'm playing this business.
Ocho, hey, motherfuckers really got me going loco. I said,
Yes, I could tiptoe, but I'm still on 10. But I'm still on 10. The low and now, baby.
Slow Burn Crew.
Now, wasn't that energy something different, you guys? It's just a duo that does stuff a little differently. I love the throwback beats, and then the new beats and the new age, and I don't know, it all combines to be something so cool and unique, and like it's just such a unique sound, especially coming out of here, the Central Valley. And so I was so happy that they came on the podcast and they performed 2 different songs. One song will be at the end, you guys. But please do what you can and follow them, you guys. Go ahead and support their latest album, The Low End. And I just am so grateful that they came on the podcast. Thank you so much, Slow Burn Crew. We'll definitely have to do it again. Now let's just jump into today's episode. And our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, is Michael Behlen. Michael is one of the founders of Analog Forever. And Analog Forever is a magazine that's all about film and not filmmaking, actual film. So analog film, old cameras that have the film in them, that's what we're talking about today. So he created this magazine in 2018, and the reason they did this was to provide a global audience to photographers who use the analog process, the techniques, and just to give them a voice. Because, right now I feel like we're in a day and age where everything's digital, everything's getting drowned out. And what this magazine is used for is to highlight those people who still use, the analog techniques and the analog format. So I sat down with Michael, and Michael is such a cool dude. Like we just broed out. We had a great conversation. I truly enjoyed it. It went on routes and things that I didn't expect. But Michael also only shoots Polaroids. So that's the most unique thing I have ever heard from a photographer. A lot of photographers, they bring out their Polaroid camera, do a couple of things. This guy only shoots Polaroids. So it was really cool sitting down talking to him, because I've only ever used a digital camera. So just hearing his process, what he likes to do, and just why he started it was such a cool story, cool and unique story to me. And his upcoming projects that he's doing is even more crazy and unique. And it was just a great conversation. I truly, truly enjoyed it. So, Michael, thank you so much for coming on. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is Michael Behlen. This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
They do like a, what's up, you guys? Like I was on a podcast yesterday, and I was episode 69 of that podcast too, Duffy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was laughing because our episode 69 is coming out in
2 days.
Yeah.
Is it the 420 episode? It has to be.
I mean, it's basically just like it's not the 420 episode.
There
but
was a lot of liquor, and it was
a lot of liquor. We were smoking we smoked 5 cigars in here.
Oh fuck! What kind?
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you at all. But what I can tell you is that this place smelled for 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah,
like cigars.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was great. Like the next day, it's like, oh, this smells nice. And then the next day, you're like, fuck.
No. The next day I came in, I was like, I can't even be in here. And then I came and tried to work in here, and like I tried to clean it up and everything. And then I was like, for 2 hours, I was working on stuff, and I was like, I just have a raging headache. And I was like,
man.
oh, secondhand smoke still. Like,
yeah. No wonder all those babies got cancer.
And then
crazy.
we left 2 air purifiers in here for like 7 days, basically.
Mm-hmm.
One of them still in here.
It was just.
Like going. It was so
It
bad.
was hard to breathe.
yeah. Dude, I don't know. You vape? You used to smoke cigarettes?
No, I never really smoked cigarettes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I was a pack a day for 10 years.
Oh, really?
And not healthy, but I don't know. You don't smell it anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So-
I do remember when I was in Portugal, like I was always like pretty like I was always like I didn't want to smoke cigarettes, but in Portugal I did a couple times when I was there, and just because I think all Europeans are smoking,
for
you know
sure,
what I
dude.
mean? And I was like I smelled one like in the beginning, I was like, oh, that smells disgusting, and then I smoked one once, and because we had like a crazy view, and it was just like cool, like I was like whatever, like I'm here like once, whatever.
man.
So then I smoked it, and then we were like heading back, and I remember like beginning of the trip, I hated the smell of cigarettes, and then I was just sitting there, and then the person who was driving was smoking a cigarette, and I was like, man, that smells really good, and I was like, holy shit, that's addiction.
Yeah,
like
man.
you know, like right then and there, like
My favorite thing is like when you go to San Francisco, like my sister lives there.
Yeah.
And like there's still bars that you can smoke inside, whether or not you can or whatever.
yeah.
And it just feels badass to smoke inside.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that's cool. Like I feel like a little Sinatra-y.
Well, that's why like when we were smoking cigars in here, but we didn't even have a window open or
Yeah,
anything.
no bueno.
And people live above us.
Oh, no.
we're always like, what do they think we do here? Because like he records musicians and stuff like that, and so sometimes they're doing like their like ad libs, like da 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 da, like or whatever. And then like it's just like we have like the most random hours that we're here, because sometimes we're here late, and the other times like, or actually probably most of the time they like don't notice that we're here because it's the daytime, you know what I mean? But freaking at nighttime, I'm sure they're like, what the hell are they doing
Yeah,
down
there's like
there?
rappers, and there's like a guy in suits coming in. It's very bizarre mafia-like situation.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've had like the weed nuns come in and stuff like that. So it's just like,
Man, I haven't watched that yet. It looks
Okay.
so tight. And like I've seen them around like on the internet, but I don't really know about it.
Okay, so basically they're called like the Sisters of the Valley, and they're a group of nuns, and they're technically nuns because nuns, it means like you take vows with like sisters basically, and you live by certain rules. So that's like why they're nuns. But they're weed nuns, so basically that means that they grow CBD weed, and then they make CBD products, and they sell them worldwide. And so they just do CBD.
And they're from here?
They're from they're from here. Yeah,
Cool.
Exactly. It's so wild. But yeah, so I got linked up with them because I just asked them to come on my podcast when it was still in my house.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'll see. And then they got back to me, and they came on, and then they invited we've been to a moon ceremony. The first moon ceremony was wild. They
What
had
is
like,
that?
And so they have like, so they make all their products by the cycles of the moon. So it's like part of it's basically like their Sunday service. Like exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I would describe it as.
So are they like,
Non-religious.
but okay, when you say non-religious, do you mean non-organized religion?
Yeah, non-organized religion,
Okay.
not associated to a specific religion, I
Gotcha.
guess.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of like very spiritual. So like you can have your own, you can believe whatever you want. It's not necessarily
Very eclectic
Yeah,
kind of
exactly,
thing. Cool.
exactly. And it's basically like their set of vows that they did. And Sister Kate started it in, I don't know, 2014, 13, something like that. But Congress declared pizza a vegetable.
What?
Because to make school lunches healthier, like technically.
Oh,
by
that
the
makes
standards.
sense. You just tell people that it's different
Yeah,
than it is. That's fucking. That's so cool. I forgot you could do that.
Exactly. But and then she was like, "Well, then I'm gonna like declare myself a nun." You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah.
And that's kind of like where that came from. But yeah, now I just do photography, videography work for them. I went down to San Diego on a road trip with them. Me and my wife did.
Yeah.
It was just, and we stopped at different dispensaries along the way. They like talked and stuff, and then, but we just like all expense paid trip.
And you guys are pro pot?
Yeah.
All right, tight.
Yeah, tight. Yeah.
Also, I'll start talking about conspiracies. If you give me that shit. So,
You're like, this is a Joe Rogan episode.
yeah, guys. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but no.
So why don't you introduce yourself for people who are listening?
Sure, yeah.
Who you are?
My name is Michael Behlen.
Behlen, my bad.
Yeah, it's like a B, like a bumblebee, and then Lynn, like Oriental.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't do the weird H. Like I'm German.
Oh, okay.
I can't do that. But yeah. So yeah, Michael Behlen from Fresno, California. I am an analog photographer that focuses on instant film and Polaroid.
Mm-hmm.
I also run a magazine called Analog Forever Magazine.
And what is analog? When you say I shoot analog, what is that for people listening?
Yeah, anything without a sensor.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
So no digital cameras, but I don't have a hard line on what that is because we're artists and we should break rules. So
yeah.
don't screw yourself into a box that no one
yeah.
puts you in.
Yeah,
that's silly. But that's what I do. I've been running the magazine for almost 4 years now. We founded it in 2018.
Okay, and then so when you found this magazine, how do you found a magazine?
So all you do is you go to the bar, and then you have like 4 or 5 drinks, and then you text your buddy from Los Angeles and say, "Hey, do you want to start a magazine with me?" And then you hope that they say no when you wake up. And then,
hey, you want to know how you start a podcast?
Yeah.
You hit up your buddy, and you say, "We should start a podcast," and you hope they say no.
Exactly, man. That's how most great things happen, right?
Yeah.
That's a good buzzed idea. And I had some previous experience in publishing before that.
Okay.
I've been running like punk rock style zines for a while.
Oh, okay.
Very independent. Like in 2014, I founded something called Prime Magazine.
Okay, I saw that too. Or
Yeah.
I like read the little about me, but I just didn't know what these magazines were.
Yeah. So back then, I was shooting instant film, and I was complaining to the same friend at the bar I was with when I texted my other friend. And I said, "Hey, man, I'm having trouble getting into magazines and galleries and stuff, and there's nothing really focused on instant film." And he's like, "Well, stop complaining. Just do it yourself."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I did.
And that's how you...
That's it, man. Yeah, I didn't have any like.
But Prime was still about
instant film, and then Analog Forever, which is like the current thing I'm running.
It's like all film?
all film, like wet plate collodion, which is like
what's that one?
1800 style black and white tintypes.
Oh wow!
Like the ones that are shot on glass.
Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah, we do that. We've done interviews and features with tons and tons. I think we're up to like 200 and change now at this point.
Dang! And so you guys actually print it too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean,
we're really smart. So when everything is going digital, we like to print magazines because we're really good businessmen. But
you have it online too that people can access.
Yeah. So
you're like, no, actually, that's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's analog forever. We can't make it forever if we're not printing shit. So. But so all the articles and features we do in like the printed magazine, we generally don't release them online for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh really?
Yeah. So all the stuff we do online is just for online,
and then all the stuff you print is just for print for a little while.
Yeah.
And then you let it go on print first, and then move it over.
And we just bump it up so people can see it.
Yeah, exactly.
We go out of print pretty quickly. We've printed.
It's like limited number, pretty much.
Yeah, we print 750 copies every 6 months. So we do 2 editions a year. 10 artists a year.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Sorry. 10 per issue.
Oh, 10 per issue, 20 a year. And then you just highlight their different work in it. So it's like, you know what I mean? You have collections of each person's work in there?
Yeah. So we do spreads between 8 and 16 pages. And we mostly interview. And for us, the writing is really important as opposed to the
photography. Put it a little closer. Sorry,
you're good.
You're good. You can move it too. So it's
cool. Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
So, our goal is to highlight people's work. There's a lot of magazines out there that just throw a bunch of pictures into something
with like one little @ handle.
Yeah. It's like, here's their Instagram tag, and I'm like, well, I really didn't need to buy this. And don't get me wrong, some of those publications I've been in. They're great.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're setting out to do. You know, we want to inspire, educate, and form a community around people who still shoot old cameras and film. Yeah. And we've done a pretty good job. You know, our Instagrams are out 45,000 and some change.
Yeah.
Super good secret. All you got to do is just try and add everyone you know. There you go. There's the secret. But beyond that, we do it day in and day out. It's not any of our day jobs. So we have a team of 6 people. And
really. So it's just based passion project, right?
Oh, definitely passion project.
That's cool. And I mean, hypothetically, the goal would be to do that full time if you could.
No.
The goal would be to just go out and shoot full
Yeah,
time if you
yeah,
could.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I when I was 20 years old, I decided I wanted to be a wedding photographer. Right? Fucking hated it. It was the worst. I'm not a people person. I may seem like I am, but I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
And it was just not my jam.
Well,
not my jam.
I think you can be a people person and not like your weddings. It's like you're the low key, the coordinator of the photography. You know what I mean? The cinematography of the making your day look good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how long did you do that?
A couple years. I did it for a couple years and then woke up.
You were a Canon shooter, you said?
Canon, yeah. I was rolling with the 5D and some L lenses and thought I was hot shit. It was great. And it was good, but like I said before we jumped on the podcast, I've been working in finance since I was 20. So, having your laptop at your desk during your lunch break trying to like edit photos just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to do this at all anymore.
So you were doing weddings and doing the...
I was shooting landscapes and doing stuff like that. Doing...
But you were also working, you're saying your finance job too?
Yeah.
So you were just like doing a lot.
Yeah, and my son was like 9 months old at that time.
Just hustling.
It was too much. So, one day I woke up and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to shoot digital. I don't want to do any of this. And at the time... a company called Impossible Project. I'm going to just paraphrase the whole situation.
Yeah.
But they bought the factory because Polaroid went bankrupt.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So there's this crowdfunding. Thanks, Doc, for saving Polaroid film. Love you. And he started a company called Impossible Project. And right when I wanted to quit, they came out with like test film, like as a beta film. Terrible.
Okay.
Most fun I've ever had taking photos.
Really?
Yeah. It was like the surprise of it all. Because like when you hit this button and you hear this sound.
There's not a sound right now?
I think my battery in this pack of film is dead.
I was actually curious about that.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how Polaroids work. I mean, that's how the camera runs is there's batteries in the actual film cartridge.
Yeah. There's a battery right here. And it lasts for quite a long time, but I obviously haven't picked up this camera in a little bit.
Yeah. But how long, and then how many Polaroids like are in one?
8 shots.
8 shots.
Yep. And it equals about like $2 to $3 a shot.
And how often do you pick up your camera and then you look at something and then you're like, no? Like, do you do that more often? Because I feel like for me it's not that because I'm like like I can take as many photos as I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have like 128 gigs or whatever.
Well, it depends on the day and the trip. You know what I mean? And how much money I'm willing to blow.
Yeah.
To get a good shot. But overall, I think I took 64 photos on a 6.5 day backpacking trip.
Okay.
Through the Ceres. So, with
that's why I hit you up right before that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going backpacking or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
where'd you guys go on that one?
I'm a solo backpacker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't want to be responsible for other people's safety. I do some things that are not safe. And like I don't want to like have my buddy die,
Yeah.
So like his mom would be so mad. So so I usually go solo. Find some peace and quiet. I also do like between 12 and 18 miles a day.
So you're just going.
Yeah, I'm just jamming and if I want to stop I can, but with the light up there, I'm running. I don't have any graduated neutral density filters for this, so it's basically sunrise, sunset. If there's clouds,
golden hour.
Yeah, because there's no. I mean, I could, but as far as the work I want to produce, like I'm willing to wait 3 days for some fog.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if it's not like super moody, then I'm just not that interested. Like I went on a trip to Oregon last December. and I drove up and back to like Cannon Beach in like 5 days. I took like 30 photos the whole time. So
just
patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
Do you do like the classic shots that are all on the Oregon like coast? Like there's the one that's like, I can't remember what it is. Type in Oregon coast, Duffy. There's gonna be, it should just come up. It's that one photo. There's like all these cliffs kinda, and there's like let's see. And then go to images. I know this is so broad of a thing to search.
No, you're good. Yeah. So I went there, the very first photo.
Yeah, Cannon Beach. I've been there. Yeah.
And the top right, that was pretty cool.
And then go this one? No, hey, exit real quick. Oh, wherever that person is to the far right. Yeah, right there. There's a lookout that looks like that kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
It looks just like Five for Beach and Big Sur.
Yeah,
Same idea, right?
Exactly.
That place is tight, but how do I say this nicely? I'm like the most like, I guess, proud hipster.
Like you want to get like the shot people don't know where. Like I mean, like you know what I mean, like that. Like
exactly. Yeah,
you don't want to do the shot that everybody has, basically.
Correct. Yeah.
And I get that. And that is the blessing and the curse of social media. Is that like now we all see like all these cool things, but it's like funny because sometimes I'll see something and I'm like there's a shot at Mammoth Lakes. You ever go to Mammoth Lakes area?
Ish. I mean, I go out of Bishop to go hiking.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta go to Mammoth Lakes. It's my favorite
spot. Is it tight?
Dude, it's tight. It's the coolest mountain town in my personal opinion.
Cool.
Like, it just, there's so much to do, and it's like a small town, but big enough to have like multiple bars and stuff. Like, so it just like, it's a cool environment to be around. But out there, there's a hella hot springs. There's like so many hot springs, natural hot springs. And then there's this one thing called like the Geological Hot Creek. Type in and then do a Geological Hot Creek. And so there's so many different hot springs out there, but one of them, there's this cool, and it's like a giant hot creek that people go through. But people have been.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I have not been there.
Yeah. So it's really cool, but it's funny because it's like when you go there, it like doesn't, like this is like compressed on like a 70 to 200 probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when you go there, it's like doesn't
There's
look.
no way.
Yeah, like it doesn't. It just doesn't look as much like it as you would think. You know what I mean? And but point being, Mammoth Lakes is awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And like I know like this camera. It's a fixed focal length, right?
Exactly. What is it? What is it technically?
It's a 50 mil.
50 mil?
Pretty much.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, I think it's like 45. It's a little bit wider.
It's a 50 mil.
But
I mean, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like I can't reach out and touch stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also like, you know, when you have this beautiful lake and this super tall mountain, it's always just like cuts off like this
a
much.
little
They're
bit
like,
of it.
Oh, great! I'm gonna go hike like 4 miles behind me to get this shot.
to
That's
get
fantastic.
A little bit higher.
Yeah.
Dang. And so there's no like through technology, they never made like any attachments to these things for different land.
They have. Yeah. So I have this. Let me grab it for you.
Yeah. And this is.
So I have this. This is 3D printed. I got it from a guy. Somewhere in Europe. His name.
And then
escapes
you
me.
put little things on top of this here.
Yeah. So then
That's
have
wild.
Should have got it out.
Oh, it's okay.
Where we began.
Está bien. Yeah, I can speak 2 languages. I'm just kidding.
Me too.
And so this is a Polaroid SX70 land camera Alpha 1, but you sent it to you had bought it from a guy who does what to it?
Yeah, so Mint Camera's a company in Hong Kong, and he created Mint. That's his brand.
Yeah, gotcha.
And his name's Gary. Super cool dude. Thanks, Gary, for the cameras and always replacing my broken ones. But yeah, so he replaced the internals of this camera, not the externals. Left the lens alone. Most of the idea behind the camera is the same, but now I have this thing, and it allows me to change the shutter speed and shoot both 600 and 100 film. And with attachments, that's lost in my bag, so you're good.
You're good, no worries.
But I can attach a step-up filter to add like an ND filter, which I'm using. So if I like to shoot 600 speed film in the camera when I'm up in the mountains, it's just faster, sharper, easier. But with this, it allows me to stop down by 4 EVs. Yeah. So I can do both like pretty late sunset, twilight stuff. Yeah. But it also allows me to shoot during daylight. So.
That's cool. And you can, it'd be funny to put like a pro mist filter or something like modern on there.
Yeah. You know people do some crazy things.
You know what I mean? Like
with
just to try to see, I wonder what this looks like. Because film is its own like thing. You know, I it's so crazy because I've never shot. I mean, I've shot Polaroids, but not like I've never shot film at all.
Oh my god, dude! Well, it's crazy. Like I run an Analog Forever magazine, right? That's the name of my magazine. I have never been in a dark room, and like I'm not.
Well,
even,
you're like Polaroid specific, right? Like,
yeah. Like I shoot other cameras for fun, like but like as far as like my artistic work, it's all instant film, and I don't really have a reason why. I just like it. You know, there's no like super deep philosophical, oh, it's so tactile in my hands and all that, like artist speak. And like, don't get me wrong, like I support that type of philosophy, but for me, it's simpler than that. Just like
you like it, it's simple. Like, why make it more complicated?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know, like I go through like every year like thousands of submissions for like the magazine, for online and in print, and all the times that I get like 15 paragraphs about something that could be like 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, like there's this really fine line between like selling yourself and being full of shit.
Yeah. And some people are full of shit.
Yeah. Only like 2. Only like 2.
But it's like, you don't need to make it. Well, it's like, it's always like summarized. You got to put the limit on there. Like you got to put
But dude, if we do the other way around, we'll get 1 sentence every time. My name is Michael. I take photos.
You do one page max. That's a good length of a thing. It's like, get to your point within a page.
Right.
And so you first started this magazine 2018.
Yep.
And so kind of take me through the process of because like when you first started, it was like just an idea. Then you're like, how do we actually have a magazine? Right? How do you print it? How do you do everything? And so take me through that process.
Sure. So when we started it, all we knew is that we wanted to print something. And we called it Analog Forever Zine because previous to this, I've always done not low budget, but like soft cover, easy to produce, like easy to buy, cheap. But I've always printed with a company called Edition One. They're up in Richmond in the Bay Area, and they're fantastic people. Ben and Scott, thanks for taking care of us. But from start to finish, you know, I'll skip over the fact that we didn't even have a designer when we decided we wanted to start a magazine.
Why?
But
I just do. When you start stuff, you just roll with it. You figure out what you need on the way.
So you know, our motto is say yes, figure it out later. But from start to finish, you know, we do basically a 6-month cycle. We do submissions for about 30 days. We ask people to submit their work. We also have a few people in the industry that we always have our thumb on. Hey, it'd be really great to interview them.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, kind of like the artists that you guys are kind of noticing and stuff that you guys want in the magazine, right?
Yeah, in the magazine and for cover artists.
Okay,
I mean, we've done interviews with tons of people that.
This podcast is brought to you by none other than Marcus Rodriguez. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in this competitive market and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than Merced's preferred realtor, Marcus Rodriguez. He'll make the process go as smooth and easy as possible, and you can reach him at 209-554-1715. Visit his website, www.myagentmarcus.com, or email him, info@myagentmarcus.com. Thanks again, Marcus. This podcast is brought to you by Thore. If you're looking to get a tattoo in the Central Valley area and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than this dude right here. He's a versatile artist that specializes in black and gray realism. He's located in Merced at the Merced Tattoo and Piercing Company, and if you'd like to get in contact with him, the best thing you can do is stop by the shop in the beginning of the month in person and make an appointment, and if not, you can follow him on Instagram. That's @_Thore with 5 E's. Once again, that's @_THOREEEEE. Thanks again, Thore. Are you thinking about that giant pile of junk in your backyard and you don't know what to do with it? Well, stop right there. Look no further than Scott Livesay, owner of Be Junk Free Merced. Everybody has stuff that's taking up space, but not everybody has time or equipment to do something about it. That's where Scott Livesay comes in. If you have junk overtaking your garage, yard, that spare room, or even a storage unit, give Be Junk Free Merced a call at 209-233-1519. Once again, that's 209-233-1519. Thanks again, Scott.
You know, I didn't even know the name of that were huge.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm so young. Like my partner is in his 50s. Right? My other teammates are in their 40s. And they grew up around darkroom and all that stuff. And back when press was all film, and they have all those contacts, right? I'm kind of the idea guy, and I'm the cheerleader, and the project manager. Right? Those are my 3 things that I do well. But from submissions, we have a 4-week writing time where most of us will write about 15,000 words in about 4 weeks. And we do a ton of writing, like a ton and ton.
And then with this writing, you put all in the magazine.
Yeah.
But every person, like all, like, so it's just like, and then are you just writing about the artist, or what do you guys like? Variety of topics?
Yeah, we all have our different writing style, which really works out. Like I'm the more like metaphysical, philosophy, sci-fi. Let's find tangents between this work and real world problems. Growing up in the Valley, I was raised around a lot of conservatism. And over the last 3 editions of the magazine, I've been able to like feature and interview artists, mostly women, who are like super strong feminists, like been in the movement forever. And it's been super cool. It really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
Because like trying to write about something that like, I'm a white dude, probably not the guy to be writing about this. But through that process,
you're like diversity.
I
believe it's a old wooden ship. I'm just kidding.
And it's just good, man. Like I'm outside of the political spectrum.
Oh, but, I think the past couple years have taught me that. It's better to be there.
I'm not there, but it was really humbling. Just to it helps us learn about things that we don't already know. But most of our features are between 800 and 1,500 words, and then interviews are 3,000 to 4,000 words.
And then how many pages are in your magazine?
We have 150.
100. Oh, so it's more like
if it's a journal,
it's like a photo book, but magazine style. Basically,
we print on super heavy paper.
So it's like it's not a magazine. It's not like a People. In a People magazine. You're like, all right, I throw this in the trash. It's like has like is it thick on the cover or no?
It's super thick.
Oh, okay.
I think each magazine weighs 1.6 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So
it's a book.
It's thick, yeah.
It's a book. You're like, you're like I guess you're making books, I feel like.
Well, we print with edition 1 books, right?
Okay, so, gotcha. That makes more sense to me.
And
because like it's like if you're gonna go through all this to highlight people, it's like I always think like what would be the point of like printing it on like shitty paper or like on like a magazine, like
people wouldn't even work with us.
You know what I mean? It's like you have to like have the quality for people to show.
Yeah, we reproduce work that was intended for archival pigment, ink, gelatin prints, like all of that. And I have previously had only one artist say the reproduction isn't what I want. I can't do this anymore, And I got him though.
Oh, did you?
The next round. But
you're like, look, this cardstock, I don't know what the paper is.
But it's good, yeah.
That's cool. And so when your first edition you printed, how many copies? If you
we printed 500 copies.
500 copies.
Yeah, and we did that in December of 19.
Okay, so you worked on it for like a whole year, basically.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know this. You need customers to sell products to, and
I love your insights on
things.
Man.
So we did a whole social media push. We were online only for a whole year.
Okay, gotcha.
Just to gather
social media, audience.
And we sold it pretty good. We had a launch party at I always mess it up.
What is it?
We gotta Google it.
Yeah.
There's a gallery in San Francisco called Photo
Gallery San Francisco.
Yeah.
There's got to be like 10.
There's a business and a gallery that have like the same name. It is SF Camera Work.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So you had a launch party there?
Yeah, we had a launch party there. It was great.
With when you actually had your books?
Yeah.
So
we drove up there.
That's
and
cool.
It was great. They're great folks over there. I worked with Heather. She was really nice. And we basically just partied. We had a bunch of artists come out. A big area of our base is like Bay Area, LA, et cetera,
of course.
And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And we sold out pretty quickly. And I was so surprised. Like really surprised, right? Like we put a bunch of money up to print all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like cross your fingers.
I can only imagine how much money because I would love to I want to do a photo book of like Merced basically.
Yeah.
But like every time I look at prices, I'm always like, man, even if I bought 10 of these, that's so much, like it's like $1,000, or like not that maybe, but a good quality photo book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you want to wait 3 months to have it printed in China. Offset printing. Definitely way cheaper by a couple bucks.
Okay, gotcha.
It's still
a lot.
Yeah. But we're really lucky. I being in finance, I'm also the sales business gentleman.
Oh,
so my part of my job is to reach out to industry retailers, merchandisers, camera companies, and secure advertisement. And that's relatively easy.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows us now, and we have a good partnership and relationship with businesses like Cinestill, who produces tungsten film still.
Yeah.
And they're great. Freestyle Camera in LA, Blue Moon in Portland. They're real nice.
That's cool. And so you've been able to do those things. So you had 500 copies the first one in 2019. And so since then, you guys have had there's four or
the seventh one is coming out in 3 weeks.
Okay. So the second half of the year is basically right here. I gotcha.
Yeah, man. We're here. I'm going to be spending, me and my son are going to be spending a lot of time packaging stuff in the garage. And
so you guys package it all out and send it? That's dope, dude. And then you have a whole bunch of books in your garage as well?
Yeah, man. I have a whole metal thing.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
That's cool.
It works out. It's, you ask me, other people ask me, like, is it hard or difficult? And I'm like, no, it's not difficult at all. You just got to do the work. Like everything else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't think anything's hard if you want to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, and like it might be a lot. I feel like things can be a lot and not hard. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, maybe it might be a lot because, like, at the end of the day, it's like for that's not your full-time job, or like for me, like the podcast is not my full-time job or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? So like, it's a lot to do it like when you're off, but it's not hard. Like, I enjoy making my stupid promos. You know what I mean?
It's great. It's fun if you love it.
And, exactly.
But like everybody, there's days where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to work on this.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
normal, right?
That's for everything. Yeah.
But I think for me, it's all about, how do you say it nicely? Time management, using the calendar, sticking to it, having discipline.
What's your, like, how have you developed your like routine and discipline to benefit you? Yeah, I asked this because I'm working on mine. I've asked this to so many people.
Well, up until a month ago when I got my puppy Molly,
you had things pretty smooth.
Was good, man. But in general, like not all the time.
Yeah, obviously,
I'm not perfect, but like gym 5:30 in the morning. Drop my son off at school. My son will go to the gym with me.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then, work. And then I get off like at 4 o'clock. So I work for 90 minutes on the magazine every day.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
As soon as work ends.
And and that's it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Easy, right? But I also I'm not a very social person in general. Like, I don't really leave my house.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to the woods.
Recluse.
Yeah, man. And it
sounds... this podcast.
Yeah.
You're pretty talkative for someone who doesn't go, like, you know what I mean?
I have social skills. It's exhausting to use them.
I'm tired after this.
Man. But I think for the most part that helps. Like, I don't really do much.
Yeah.
So I'm working.
Well, besides the film and stuff, what do you do? What do you like to do? But so hiking, basically.
Hiking, camping.
And so you said you got into that later on. I mean, like, you got into that when you were like 28, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, how did you get into like hiking and stuff? Because I feel like a lot of people like I was born and raised camping and stuff like that, and naturally kind of go into the woods and stuff like that. But what drew you to go to the mountains and stuff?
Mostly me not wanting to be social, but wanting to do stuff. So, I would invite friends and stuff, but like around that time in my life, like my son was getting older and no one could commit, like, okay, Saturday, 9 a.m., let's go do this thing. And everyone was like, no, like, I'll be hungover. And I'm guys, like, we're going to be 30. Come on. And I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to start doing everything by myself. And it was so liberating.
That's cool.
Like, I have like 2 best friends, not a huge social circle, but on the flip side, like, I talk to so many people every day through my job and through the magazine that I'm pretty tapped out. Like,
you already did like your socials of like your small talk and or everything. You know what I mean? I could see that then.
Yeah. So and so like I just started like it was like 2 things, right? Like, one, like I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 30 pounds. And I was like, man, I really want to lose weight. I really want to take photos. Like, and that was it. I was like, okay, well, I'll go for a hike, right? And I loved it. It was great. And I was like, how come I never did this before?
Yeah.
And I was just going to.
What was like your first hike? Or
I went to like Pincushion Peak.
Okay, gotcha.
Over in Millerton in Friant. And that was cool. And then it progressed really quickly. And then like I went on my first like backpacking trip, which was like a 1 mile hike.
In somewhere.
Yeah. And I brought a book like a dumbass. Like, you're not gonna read the book, dude. And it's so heavy.
Yeah. Everyone, dude. Yeah.
Everyone.
Every now and then, yeah, exactly. I'm always like, or like, even if I like bring one camping, I always am like, I'm still not gonna read this.
Right?
Like I don't know why, but it's like, I like the idea of it. Like sitting in the woods reading sounds peaceful and nice, but every time I'm there, I'm like, I'll read that later.
Yeah. And there's like some mountains I got to go Spider-Man up right now.
Yeah.
But being my whole life I played sports too.
What sports do you play?
I played volleyball.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
for forever.
Dude, do you know who Scott Livesay is? Or no?
No.
We're gonna ask that because there's one of my sponsors, but he played volleyball competitively, like and he's like from I don't know. He moved to the area like and went to like high school and stuff, but was like crazy into volleyball. Went to school for it and everything too. But like, you're the second person now that I've heard, and I'm always like, volleyball. Like I feel like it wasn't that popular around here.
Yeah,
he was like it wasn't. Like
it wasn't. But like I don't know if you've noticed, but like I'm not a big dude.
Yeah.
And like I tried to play football when I was in 5th grade. And I definitely got like instant CTE from that shit. Like
you had like the older kids or not older kids, this is the kids who have gone through puberty or whatever, just fucking crushing you.
He rolled me right. So I was like, I don't think this is gonna be my sport. And so being this competitive in general, I figured out with hiking I can compete with myself.
Yeah.
So like I started running, like logging my miles, and then I was like, oh, okay. If I want to go ultralight on my backpacking trips, that means I get to use spreadsheets. Fuck yes. Like so stoked.
Nerd out about it.
Yeah, man. So really it was just having the no cell phone reception was like the number one thing that I wanted. And 2 was like pictures. And then I started venturing out and went to like the Dinky Creeks Wilderness.
Okay, gotcha.
Out near Courtright. And that was like my first trip. And just got addicted to it. There's just something about going 9 or 10 hours and realizing I haven't said a word. I haven't listened to any words. No music, no podcast, nothing. And I feel fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do I feel the need to be constantly inundated with shit?
Dude, I think that when I like go in the shower, like I'll like, okay, I'm going to go take a shower. And then like I always put my phone like in the corner of my shower to like watch something or have something playing. And then I'm like, why? Like it's like, if it's quiet, you feel the need to like, I got to turn something on.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like weird social anxiety that everyone's been pre-programmed with now. Because if your phone's not vibrating, that means you're not cool.
Yeah. Or you feel your phone vibrating when it's not vibrating as well.
It's
that
nuts.
shit's so weird. Yeah. That's called something, isn't that called?
It's like
Phantom vibrations or something.
Yeah. It's so weird. But yeah, so just kind of like you're there with yourself, actually. You to be present in the moment. That's kind of like...
Yeah. It's almost like outside of yourself, too. Because like you'll be hiking and like I'll tell myself, like I map all my hikes ahead of time with like a lot of detail. And I was supposed to stop like 4 miles ago. Like you kind of get in the zone where you're just like, just going and it feels good. It's like, you know, when you go to the gym, I don't think you go to the gym.
No, I do.
I didn't get that from your comments earlier.
No, I actually do go to the gym.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
But, you know, like when you're doing cardio at the gym and you're like 20 minutes. Okay, that means 4 of these 5 times, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that out there. It feels fucking primal.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is where I was meant to be, and where I'm at home or at
that's
work
for sure true.
is like this isn't what I was designed for.
Yeah, and then so what do you take for meals when you go backpacking?
Just peanut butter, tortillas, nuts, and jerky.
Really?
And a crap load of non-caffeine tabbats. That's about it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, my friends take so much shit. so much. We love the mountain house shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
mountain house
dude.
shit, and then like, but we'll have like there'll be like we're going backpacking trips. And there'll be like 7 of us. You know what I mean? And we each have a mountain house one, and we're all like, all right, take a bite, pass it.
There you go. How many bottles are you bringing? That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, we don't bring that many bottles. Honestly, we bring like a couple like. The flasks that are like plastic flasks, you know what I mean? Just like 2 of those filled with some like whiskey or something. You know what I mean? I'm not I was talking to somebody else and he was like, oh, yeah, go backpacking. He's like, me and my brother brought like a 30-pack with us. I was like, you brought a 30-pack with you in the woods? Like,
that's crazy. You got to get some Trail Angel stuff to do that for you, man. I'm not doing that.
Exactly. What's the longest you've hiked like at one time?
My biggest 2-day mileage, I think, was like 44 miles.
But what about like distance?
The whole,
or not distance, but like, days in a row
like
or
6
whatever.
days.
6 days?
Yeah, I'm pretty tapped out after 6 days.
Yeah.
A lot of guys go 2, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and
But you want to do PCT?
yeah, I know. But I think
You're not making a lot of sense here, Michael. I'm just kidding.
I contradict myself constantly, and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
There's
I know
so
what you
much
mean,
duality.
But that's different. That's like a whole mission, the PCT.
Yeah.
is
And maybe
versus-
I'd hate it. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I would. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, generally,
I feel like after you get past SoCal, it's got to be good.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? But like, I feel like I can see how the SoCal beginning is like, I'm glad this is the beginning and not the end of it.
oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to. I may even skip it. Like, I'm not a purist. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
let me start at Whitney.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Yeah.
So, but I think after like 6 days, I start worrying about my son and like,
yeah.
oh man, those emails are piling up.
Yeah, it's like
And-
anxiety of life that kind of gets to you.
Yeah,
Or so
man.
that's like sometimes I've been on a backpacking trip when I when I just have a lot of stuff to do, but it was scheduled already, so I'm gonna go. But like by the 4th day, I'm like, oh man, like I'm not even having a good time out here.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like stuff back at home, blah blah. You know what I mean? I did the Lost Coast Trail. Have you ever?
Oh
done?
hell yeah!
Yeah, dude, Lost Coast is so fun.
I want to go so bad.
Dude, you got it. It'd be so fun for you for pictures and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Like it's such a cool one. I think we went in. I think we went in the spring, and it was cool because it was like we didn't have to worry about the tides because it's like all about the moon, basically whenever the moon is,
Yeah, yeah.
and like the high tides and low tides were like almost the same level, so like we didn't have
Oh,
to worry
nice.
about the passing of it. But dude, it's so beautiful out there. It's so nice. Like. It's ridiculous. And they were saying like you're gonna see so much wildlife, and like the first day you go past a lighthouse station and it's like elephant seals and shit. So that's
cool.
cool. Like and giant and then there might be walruses or there's definitely seals and stuff. And then after that, like we didn't see like one animal. And like me and my buddy went and like we just felt like so like primal. Like you're
Yeah,
saying, like
yeah.
it was just like you're out there and it's like all right. And like don't get me wrong, we brought like ridiculous, man. We brought football. We're playing catch
Nice.
with a football out there.
Well,
Frisbee,
the mileage is
like,
so low every day.
Yeah, it's like
If
it's
you do
like
3 days, it's like 8 miles, 10, 12.
yeah,
right?
because it's like 25, I think,
Yeah.
in total or something like that. And so we did it in 4 days. And the first day we did like 7 or 8, and the second day we did. I think like 6 or no. The first day was like 7. The second day was 8. But then it was like, okay, we only have like. It wasn't that many miles left,
Yeah, yeah.
basically. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was so fun. It was like cool ass campsites everywhere too.
Man, I want to go so
Yeah,
bad.
especially if you're by yourself, you can kind of like go off a little bit too, a little more.
Yeah.
But it's weird because like you're walking in hiking boots like on the beach, and the beach is just a whole bunch of tiny pebbles. Like that's what it is. It's not like sand. It's just like tiny little pebbles. And at the end of the day, like you'll go up and hike on normal trails and come back down. But by the end of the day, when you take off your hiking boots, the bottom of your feet feel like you can feel like all the little tiny pebbles. Like it's weird. Like it's like through walking on it over and over and over, your foot can actually feel like it's tiny pebbles you're walking over and not necessarily like flat land. You know what I mean?
That sounds so tiring.
Yeah, it is. But like you're saying, it's not too long.
Yeah,
it's like there's stretches where you're like, oh man, I'm just so over it. But whatever. At the end of the day.
Oh, my life sucks. I'm on the West
exactly.
Coast.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I thought I was so smart, dude. I was like, there's a permit open for Lost Coast. I'm doing it. And then I went to go look at the tide map, and I was like, well, fucking no wonder. It's high tide the whole time. And I was like, thought I was so smart.
And then, well, it's cool because then we like paid. You leave your car at the end of it, and you paid a shuttle in.
Yeah.
But like on the way up there, because I never really got like Humboldt County, so it's like Murder Mountain area.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like there'd just be cars like pulled over, and some of them are on the side of the road. Some of them would be normal, and then we'd go around another turn, and one would just be completely burned to the ground, and then another one with like all the windows are bashed in,
Wow.
and then like other ones are completely fine, and then like, but they were like saying they're like, yeah, like pretty much like if you watch Murder Mountain, same thing though. They're like, yeah, like cops don't really come up here, and people take things into their own hands. And he was like, sometimes cars get parked and they're fined for 2 months. He's the other times a car will be parked 2 days and it'll be burned to the ground the next day.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then
why are they burning the cars?
I think
feel
it just-
like that doesn't really remove the obstruction.
Oh, I agree. They're just leaving them there. I think it's more of like, and maybe it's their own shit. I don't know, but I think it's more of like just saying like it's like keep out of this area type deal,
Yeah.
because it's like all grows, I think, legal and illegal that are
Sure.
going on up there.
Yeah.
And so, and then the weird shit, like there was like a car strapped up like 20 feet in the air, like all to like 6 trees and one of them, like, you know what I mean? It just, I think it just shit like that. They're just trying to deter people from like stopping or like going. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
but
that's like some narco shit.
No, and
that's crazy.
And the guy the whole time is explaining it to us like that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is fucking wild. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so casually.
Thank you for making me want to go there more. I appreciate it.
There we go. No, that's funny. And then so Analog Forever. I'm trying to go back to this one a little bit.
You're good.
So you started it and you sold 500 copies the very first one, right? And then how do you get your team together? You know, was it always, because you just hit up your one buddy first, right? Mm-hmm. And so how do you kind of connect with everybody else?
It was mostly my teammate Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're both named Michael, huh?
Yeah. I'm
Michael.
MB, he's MK.
Okay, gotcha.
But I actually I featured him in my first magazine called Prime years before that.
And so what was the difference? What did you learn from Prime to Analog? You know, you must have learned something from starting that.
I have like I've talked about this a lot of like cycles of like intense work and then burnout and then laziness and intense work. And it kind of just goes in a circle. And that's usually about 3-year cycles. Like I'll work super hard on something. But have you ever seen the graphic of like getting to the top and then like you quit, but you're like right here?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of did with Prime.
Oh,
But I was like designing, printing, shipping, writing, website, like everything was on me, right? And it was cool for a while. Like you're like, when you first start a project, you're like, I'm stoked, I'm ready to go. And you have all this like fire to burn. The fire dies real fast. Like I did that for about 2 years. Too much. Took a break. Then I decided I wanted to publish books. So I did like I published 3 books of different artists' work.
Okay, gotcha.
And that was called Prime Editions because I didn't want to do like a.
But do you also do your own photo books?
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Like my first one I did, I don't even know anymore. 2015-ish.
And it's all Polaroids in there?
All Polaroids, yeah.
And so when you translate them to like put these on the computer or whatever to post them on Instagram, you scan them in or what?
Yeah, I scan them. So I have to shoot them and I scan them. I have some like automation that I've built over the years where I've used the same scanner since I started. For like 10 years. Okay.
And does that make the quality, like the scanner, like quality is real good? You know what I mean? Or I don't know.
It's sufficient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no way to really replicate the way a Polaroid looks because it's glossy. You know what I mean? Like when it prints. And I've tried to print on glossy, like even metallic.
Gotcha.
It works to an extent. But
I like printing my prints on metallic, honestly.
Oh, it's sweet.
It just like makes, especially if it's like sometimes I do like nighttime photos and stuff. It like makes the lights really look like they're shining and stuff.
Yeah, it's great. So I'll scan and then I automate everything and then I'll make a book. But
and then you blow them up, like, you know what I mean, for the book?
No. So
they're always the small.
They're always the same.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Same size.
Can you do that?
Sure,
you can, and just like super resolution in or something.
I have to send you an image, but
you're good.
I'm making these big collages now.
You sent me one on Instagram, I think.
Yeah. And I'm trying to go that direction, just to make something different.
Yeah.
I'm still a landscape guy, but I can't go out to shoot landscapes every day.
Yeah.
Or every week or every month. It's just not possible. So I wanted to do some art to get me away from my everyday life.
Just to have something to do, basically.
But AI art is crazy, man. Like I've been using this thing called Midjourney, and it's like just word prompts and it feeds you images. And then like there's like, I don't know, 400 different artists that you could use to replicate their style.
Oh,
so like painters, photographers, like.
But is this the one where you type in something and it makes it for you? So it's made the Tom Segura thing. You know what I mean? My God! Yeah. Like, so dude, did we watch this? You know who Tom Segura is?
Yeah. He's super funny.
Yeah.
Did you hear his last thing? His last stand up?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. When they're talking about pot and like, you don't gotta hide that anymore.
Yeah. That's funny. But no, he was like, he does this thing where he makes fun of Garth Brooks all the time.
Oh, I did not know this.
Okay, so on the podcast, he talks about how Garth Brooks is a serial killer, how Garth Brooks is like this crazy person. Like he just like, and like he has fans who like email him stories about how and they talk about like how weird he is because like on camera he's like, hey, how's it going? Like he's like they'll be like, we like donate now for all the children in Ukraine. He's like, yeah, like he'll do stuff like that basically. But he recently used something similar to this where all you do is you can type in Tom Segura and then buff, or Tom Segura buff.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
like, AI generates all this artwork, but he did it to Garth Brooks right there. on the, and it's like the weirdest stuff. But he'll just post this on his Instagram. Like this type of
That's
weird
so
stuff.
bizarre, man.
Yeah, I agree. But like, what does the caption say? Very impressed by some of the artists paying homage to
America's most talented singer.
yeah. But just weird stuff. But he'll just make fun of. But like that. Sorry, that's what that reminded me
No,
of. Like,
yeah, it's
like
crazy.
AI Yeah. And so, what is it called that you use?
It's called Midjourney.
Midjourney. Is
Yeah.
that like a website or?
It's like on Discord, which is
Okay,
weird. Like
yeah.
you plug it in, and then I wish I could tell you how it works. I'm not that smart.
No, you're good.
But,
And so when you're using it, obviously not for like
Yeah,
that type
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
But what are you like typing in? Just random
I'm
stuff?
I like my one I'm using right now is like I'm trying different variables of is like John Muir and a nuclear destruction in the forest.
Oh.
Because my love for the woods, and I'm I want to conserve them.
Yeah, and so it's like the modern day society destroying it.
Yeah,
kinda, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a ton of different stuff I'm working on, but with that, it's so open ended that I'm like, is it finished? I'm not sure, right?
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha. And so and it gives you something else different to do, basically.
Yeah.
And that's completely, so that's nothing to do with photography then, right? Like
No.
that's just like, and so,
well, I'll print the art on Polaroids.
yeah. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, the little.
Yeah. So the one I'm working on now is a grid of 81 photos. So it's a 9x9 grid of 9 photos each.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, so I get
And how
the
do
image.
you print it on Polaroid? Just
So I have
website?
something called the Instant Lab.
Uh-huh.
It's made by Polaroid, and it's this machine that looks kind of like this. But I'll take the one image at a time, super monotonous. But I'll put them on my phone, and I put my phone on top of the camera, and I hit this button, and it prints out a Polaroid of what's on my phone.
Oh, wow.
So I have to go into
You like
photos.
scan it as a Polaroid, basically?
Yeah, it's like a reverse
Yeah,
scan, I guess.
exactly.
More of like a Xerox
Yeah.
thing. And that's cool. But the images that spit out of the AI program, like the exposures are off, like the highlights and the mids aren't good.
Yeah.
So I'll go into Photoshop,
And then edit it a little bit.
edit
basically.
it, bring out some highlights.
Do you ever edit your normal Polaroid pictures?
No, yeah, I do. I do. Everyone does.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so for me, it's mostly sharpening from the scanner,
Okay, gotcha.
right? So I'll do some selective sharpening, but beyond the colors, no.
No.
Because the white border will give you away.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. So if the image is completely different from like the white border and you try to warm it up, it will affect the white border.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, most of my.
But what do you do it just, is it through a different program, like on the scanner, or do you do it from like.
No, I scan everything raw in TIFFs.
Uh-huh.
So I have like, I don't know, 20 gigabyte files
Yeah.
that I'll scan. And then I put them into Lightroom.
Okay,
I have
Lightroom, though.
I have an automation for
Uh-huh.
step 1, and then step 2 is in Photoshop.
Okay,
Where I'll do
gotcha.
some curves or
Yeah,
whatever.
gotcha.
Because I'm like this, right? Like on my computer trying to
Yeah.
to match it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes
yeah.
I'll have to like step away and come back.
Oh, so you're editing, but the ones that you're editing it is to look like the actual.
Correct. Yeah,
Polaroid.
yeah.
So you're not editing it to like.
Make it cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're editing it to make the scan look like the actual photo. So when you post it, it's like a true representation of it, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, I try to be a purist to an extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's been occasions.
Well, that's what. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like,
Right.
well, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Break rules. We're artists.
Yeah, exactly. There are no rules.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm really in a weird spot in AI because I've been seeing all this like, hate
Mhm.
from artists.
About AI
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And I'm like, well, we're photographers, and didn't you guys think that painters from like however many years ago were super pissed about photography?
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, like it's just a tool.
yeah,
It still has to come from your brain,
yeah, and it's like, it is weird, I guess, because it's like I guess you think of the idea, but you know what I mean, you don't create the art, which is a weird concept of
Yeah.
art. You know what I mean? Because art generally, it's like you're creating it with words now versus creating it with
Absolutely.
like anything, something else, a
Yeah.
tool. But then again, a camera is like taking a photo of something that exists. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's like not original technically. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, and we can debate the pros and
yeah,
cons
exactly.
forever. And I'm like, well, I think it gets down to your personal motivation for making anything.
Yeah.
What is that? And if you want to be a purist and say AI art sucks, and it's not original. Cool. That's cool.
That's your opinion, yeah.
Yeah, man. It has zero effect on me because I'm not on Twitter.
Well, and it's funny
So
that you do AI art, but like don't do digital cameras
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff. You know what I mean?
So the AI art combined with instant film is like a really weird combo.
Yeah.
And then this is like probably one of the worst on the environment, right?
Oh, because you're just
You know how many batteries I'm tossing?
Yeah.
And you know how much plastic?
I mean, but like
So-
you're gonna have to do so many of those to equal like 1 Tesla. So I
Yeah,
think you're okay.
Yeah. So it's a good combo, and I'm really into like duality and stuff like that. So
that's cool. That's such a weird niche that like you're getting into. Like that's like a
I think I'm
niche
the
on a
only
niche
one.
on a niche on a niche on a niche on a niche. You know what I mean?
I talked to one friend. She lives in Europe. Her name's Ina, and I was spitballing back and forth with her. And she's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And I was like, "She's like, aren't you going to shoot landscapes anymore?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I am, but isn't it just fun?" Because she was really worried, right? Like, well, everyone's going to start just using the Instant Lab to make photos, and I'm like, "Well, okay,
Yeah, that's okay if that happens. Like,
yeah." I'm a very leave me the hell alone.
well,
attitude,
it's pretty. Well,
you know?
it's almost like adapting film to stay in a different, cool way. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like it's like you're combining something that's so old, basically. You know what I mean? I mean the original like film stuff, and then to AI art, you're skipping over digital. You know what I mean? And then it's like creating this unique product that's like. You know, and so are you good? Or do you plan to like publish that as like in your photo book in the magazine, and haven't decided yet?
For the collage
Collage,
project,
yeah.
I'm trying to get 10 big pieces together. They're like 3x3.
Gotcha. Are they all the same theme or different themes?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, but as of right now, I'm going to stick with like the John Muir theme.
Yeah.
I have one that I'm going to
Well,
make
I think
today.
you could go do so many different directions with that in
Yeah.
each one of the 9 or whatever. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely. Like I have one with him like walking through like a desert wasteland with like a gas mask on.
That's sick.
And you know, the famous as above, so below.
Mm-hmm.
So he has like a tree and then like a
Yeah,
bush.
yeah.
And he's like this wearing a gas
Yeah.
mask. And
Wow,
It's-
that's cool.
yeah, it only took like 5 hours to figure out what words to put into the fucking AI prompt to get it going.
And so, like, when you put these words on, like, can you give me an example of like?
Yeah.
like,
So
what
I'll
you
type
say?
in like John Muir in the forest watching a nuclear apocalypse, wearing a gas mask, like super long beard, hyper detailed, and then I'll put in like different cameras because it knows.
So, like, what do you mean? Like,
So I'll put like Pentax 6.7 image. And that's like a medium format.
and they give you the format
camera,
of it,
and it gives you like this crazy detail in the foreground and like a blurred soft background, and it allows you to do like anything. Like I could put.
So I
in-
wonder if you put like, just for example, what if you put like 50mm lens or something like that?
and
Would
so
that
you
kind
can
of
put
do
like cinematic, low angle shot. You can do all that.
That's cool.
So it's like it's constant. All these
I
different
wanna
variables.
Is this? And do you have to pay for this or no?
There's like a free option,
Okay.
and then like I pay.
But it's just like X amount per month or whatever.
It's per
photo thingy or whatever.
like computer memory, RAM. I don't know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm not that guy.
Dude, yeah.
But the amount of memory that I'm using at their spot. So I pay for like data.
Yeah. But is it that expensive or is it pretty?
I'm paying
reasonable?
like $80 a month, but I'm
Okay.
also like
You're using it.
I generated like 400 images last night,
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and there's like a slow
because you're like
fast.
typing in an enter, like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, and then I can
adjusting
modify a
it.
prompt and take out one word,
Oh,
and then
see
I
what
can
that
also
does.
reference other images, right? So like I'll take an image I like, and then say, okay, reference this image, and then you put in these words,
especially
in
for like
addition
a
to-
theme that you're trying to keep.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
better to- You could not like each one's like. I mean, that's cool. That's such a. And how did you come up with that? Like the idea of that? You just randomly stumbled upon the AI stuff.
I've read
first?
an article. I'm a big fan of like long form journalism, and there's a website that's now defunct called longform.org. So it's all like at least 3,000-4,000 words articles, and there's an article about AI, and I was like, I'll read it, and they mentioned this, and I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, and then I just did it. I'm a pretty impulsive dude in general.
Yeah.
I don't really like think too hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'll just do it. So and that was it. Yeah. And then I was just playing. I was, it was a weekend. I had 3 or 4 beers, and I just
kept going and
Just
then,
going and going,
and
and I-
then randomly had the idea.
yeah.
That's cool. And then I'm sure like everything, like you had the idea, but now it's adapted and grown, and then
Totally.
like it went probably from you just messing around to I'll make a art piece like this, and then like you're saying I want to make 9 of these. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
man.
Like
Like originally I was doing like I'm really into politics and philosophy and not on any stance or side, but
yeah.
like I read a lot of stuff from like the 1800s.
Oh,
like
that's
I'm a
cool.
big fan of like
Who are your inspirations of like what since you
dude, I
write
want to
a
get in
lot of
trouble.
stuff.
So there's this guy Lysander Spooner,
Uh-huh.
and he wrote a book called No Treason.
Uh-huh.
And the bottom line was, hey, you guys wrote the Constitution. I never agreed to it. And like, I don't know why you guys get to tell me what the new laws are here. I thought we just fought about this.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's kind of,
That's what you're inspired
So
by
I was
stuff
like
like that.
typing, like I was trying to figure out, okay, if there's like political figures like that who are more like philosophers, kind of like Thoreau, for an example, like Walden, right? I was trying to say, I was Googling, what does Thoreau hate? And then I was like, okay, I'll make an image with Henry Thoreau and what he warned us against.
Gotcha.
Right?
That's cool.
So that's another side idea. I may go that
even
direction.
Even like George Orwell or like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
like
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, like them
Like
in their society. That
Orwell in Cyber Security Prison.
Yeah. You know
right?
what I mean? Like
yeah.
something like that. That's cool though.
So-
That's just such a unique, like random idea. Like
It's fun,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And like, I
like it because it's so different than like film. Or no, I don't like it because of that, but because
Sure.
your whole like magazine and
aesthetic
everything,
is like
aesthetic,
film and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and
but like you're like actually I've been working on this other project, and you were like messaging me about it, but I couldn't no way you could explain what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
like what you're doing, and like so it's AI art. That's like I would be like I think I kind
it's
of
convoluted. I most of my ideas could be simplified into probably like 2 sentences, but they always like kind of it takes a lot of explanation to kind of come back.
What was your first camera? Like when did you get into photography?
Oh man, I was 17. There was this guy named Michael Behlen who was in Fresno, and I grew up like, punk rock, going to shows, going to house shows.
Segue here. So what bands did you listen to growing up then? Like where did you go to?
Like typical like aughts, like screamo shit.
Yeah, like
You
I
know
used
what
to
mean?
love Under Oath. Under Oath
Oh,
was
dude,
like my
Under Oath is
absolute
great,
favorite,
but their
bro.
newest album, I cannot get into it.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I can't. Honestly, it's like it's crazy because all those people, it's like I stopped listening after, let's say, I was like an 8th grade or freshman year, sophomore year, maybe something like that. But like, it's like when I think of them, it's just like the 2 or 3 albums that like My Chemical Romance. It's like their first 2 albums.
Amen,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like stuff like that. But that I like. Me and my girlfriend always go on a kick. Have you ever seen the YouTube videos "Emo's Not Dead"?
No,
You would like those. So basically, there's just one guy, and like it'll be a skit basically, and him and his girlfriend are talking.
Oh yeah, my sister loves that shit.
Yeah, and it'll be like
Yeah.
she'll be like
It's time to go, and he's like,
and then he instantly has black nails, like the paint, and then but the recent like past year of it, he like had every single one. He has the actual singers in there with him.
Oh, cool, man.
So
I'll
he'll
have to
have
see it.
like the guy who sings "Hey There, Delilah," or he'll have like My Chemical Romance lead singer in there. You know what I mean? And it just and then they even made a freaking cruise where it was like all
I saw that. Emery was on it, and their new album just popped.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Like growing up, I just whatever shows were going around, like anywhere from
Warped
like
Tour guy or no?
kinda. I'm not a Heat guy. Not my thing.
yeah.
But so at the time, like this guy was shooting shows, and like I looked up to this guy. He was like running around, like amazing photos at the time. Like this was MySpace time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, dude, he got tons of ladies, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I got to get a camera, right? And then so I did. That was like my whole inspiration. I know it's stupid, but it's true. And
where it's led you.
What?
I said, look where it's led you.
I know,
you know
right?
What I mean?
So
we'll get chicks.
getting chicks. And I was like, I can't go out tonight. I'm editing. But so I just started shooting bands for fun, like my friends' bands,
That's cool.
I just grew up in that with those friends, right? Like I wasn't a musician.
What was the emo magazine? AP, Alternative Press?
Oh yeah,
Remember
AP
that?
rocks. Dude.
Yeah.
I have a signed AP of Johnny Craig from Dance Kevin Dance.
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like,
I'm having a flashback right there. I forgot. I used to have Alternative Press. So I'd get them go to Barnes and Noble, buy them, and then just cut that shit out and put it on my wall.
oh my god, dude.
Just
Okay.
like random bands.
Tom being back in Blink-182
Yeah.
is the best shit that has happened to me all year. I'm not gonna lie. I had a fucking Tom wall when I was like 12 years old. I'm not
Your
even
parents are
embarrassed.
like, are you gay?
Are you gay? Only for him.
Yeah.
And like,
Tom DeLong, mom.
yeah, not too long.
Did you say Tom's dong?
Dude, so stoked, right? But so I figured out that I really didn't care about ladies and I really loved photography.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I just started doing that, shooting bands, and then like.
This podcast is brought to you by Creepy Kawaii, a locally owned art gallery located at 1742 Canal Street, right here in downtown Merced. Creepy Kawaii features art, spray paint, events, clothing, Asian import, snacks, and more. Now, you can go down to the shop, visit it, or you could go to her website, www.creepykawaiidesigns.com, or for more information, you can follow their Instagram. It's at Creepy Kawaii Designs. Patty runs Creepy Kawaii, you guys, and it's just such a cool thing. She always puts on for the art community. So please go out there, go check her out, and go support her. Thanks again, Patty. This podcast is brought to you by Lisa Haynes. She's a home loan specialist that helps you prepare to jump into one of the most exciting times of your life, becoming a home owner. Now, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, or you just want to see what you qualify for, you can reach out to her by her phone number at 209-769-1877. Once again, that's 209-769-1877, or follow her on Instagram at Coffee and Home Loans, at Coffee and Home Loans. Thanks again, Lisa. This podcast is brought to you by the Sisters of the Valley. Located right here in the heart of the Central Valley, these sisters make homegrown healing products from CBD. So they make CBD salves, they make CBD tinctures, CBD oils, and mushroom coffee. They believe that you need to heal your body the safe way, the way nature intended it. Now you can find their products at sistersofthevalley.org and follow them on Instagram at Sisters of the Valley. Once again, sistersofthevalley.org is where they sell their products, and you can follow them on Instagram at Sisters of the Valley.
At the time, like MySpace, all that, and you just go out and
beginning
take
of
photos.
YouTube, you know what I mean?
Man.
It's freaking wild.
So I did that for a long time. I'll still do up to like 5 years ago. I would still do it occasionally for like friends. And
Okay,
stuff.
gotcha.
You know what I mean? But I loved it. I went on a couple short tour stints with some bands, and it was fun.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't really me.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It still felt like I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't to an extent, like being social.
Yeah.
And having to go to shows, right?
Yeah.
But after that kind of ended, I started doing wedding photography.
Gotcha.
That kind of ended. 3-year cycles, right?
Yeah,
I said. So that's really it. Yeah, really simple story, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Fun.
And what was the first camera you ever bought?
Oh, I got a Rebel XT.
Okay,
with the kit lens.
So was that like the first Rebel ever? Or
no, it was like the Rebel, and I got the second one.
Okay, the second. Well, I just make XT because there's no number there. That's why I was
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because now
It was
there's a Rebel 7, Rebel
Oh, wow.
7i, or 7Ti, something like that.
Yeah, so I got that. I got a nifty 51.8 lens, and just went after it. It was tons of fun.
Yeah.
And
fell in love with it.
Just fell in love with it, man.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope. Because I barely got into photography. Like 2019 is when I got into
Gotcha.
it. And then I bought a. I thought it was so much money buying a like Canon T7i.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like
man.
I was like $700, like, and then I instantly took it. Like we were with the kit lens. It's so funny. Like when you, and I always laugh. Like when you're somewhere, like when I'm in public somewhere and I see like hella cameras and it's all with like the stock lens or whatever. Just because I'm just like the whole point of it is not to have that lens basically.
Yeah,
or the 15
yeah.
to 55, the one that comes with
It's the
Canon.
worst.
It's like there's no compression. It's literally like. I don't know, but I always just laugh at people. Like,
but do you remember the first time you saw an image with that camera and lens, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And now
yeah.
you look back and you're like, "Not whoa."
Oh yeah. Like I did a photo shoot for like one of my best friends and like his wife, and it was like they like it was for they were like, "Oh, we'll take you out to dinner." I was like, "Oh yeah, let me try to take photos and stuff
Sure.
like that." But I look back at the photos and I laugh because I brought them to Lightroom. The fucking sky is like way too turquoise. You know what I mean? The grass is like not the right type of green to go with that turquoise sky. You know what I mean? Just little things like that. But yeah, like you're saying, it's fun to look back at it. But now I haven't shot landscape in forever just because like we were talking about before the podcast, like started doing client work and it's cool and
Takes
all 'cause
over.
you're getting paid for it. But yeah, exactly. You don't get to do a lot of personal projects and stuff.
Yeah. And I know, like me and my partner, we both complain all the time to each other. We're not shooting anything for us personally.
Mm-hmm.
And we've kind of become like, is there like a word under influencer?
Yeah, it's like nobody wants to say they're. I feel like I don't like
because I'm not influencing anybody to do anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like people are aware. right?
Yeah.
So
It's like known. I don't know.
Content creator? I don't know.
yeah, sure, right?
Yeah.
But I think for us too, like we will. Like I just had a meeting on Thursday with a gallery out in Denver, Colorado, to do something like next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the magazine
Mm-hmm.
to do an exhibition, right? And we get on the call, and I don't think they expect like this like young, like skinny looking dude, right? Like I think like most of that demographic is so much older,
yeah.
right? And like I'm wearing a hoodie, and
Yeah, just
you know,
not
it's kind of like Zuckerberg going to the first like meetings, like looking all, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of weird now,
Yeah.
you know. So I just oftentimes like we have a very professional online presence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we don't really share anything personally. We're trying to change that, but
Yeah.
I think because of that, there's like this like we're like up here and like we make decisions. We only work with big artists, and I'm like, nah, man, like you know Matt, like he lives in this weird town in Nebraska.
Yeah,
he's super cool. We featured his work.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
that's
there's no
cool.
barrier for
Yeah.
entry with us at all.
That's cool.
You know.
And then I think with that, you grow your community way better too, because it's like if you're only featuring the high end artists, like why would all the people who like love film like why would they be that drawn to you? But if they see like, hey, there's this guy who like, yeah, you're saying like he might be a random artist, you know what I mean? But he has great work, you know what I mean? It's more like tangible, relatable to people.
Yeah, like I got a message a couple days ago. Someone messaged me on my personal account and was like, hey, like I know I should send you an email, but like, please look at this, right? And I was like, yeah, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
And he was like surprised that we were like talking.
Yeah,
and I was like, no, dude, like the thing I tell everybody is I'm just a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Like I'm not.
You're a film guy.
Yeah, man, that's it, man. Yeah, like I there's no barrier here, man.
No, I feel.
I was like, dude, I live in Fresno. You know where Fresno's at?
Dude, yeah.
Like,
well, it's funny. You live in Fresno, so
Merced,
yeah. Merced. We're always like, oh, like I'm from Merced. Like, what's that? You're like, you know Fresno?
And I'm like, you know Yosemite?
Yeah. You're like 2 hours away from
Yeah.
that. That's a better way to explain it to people because people are like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. And then you self-taught, right? You never took a class about photography or anything?
Yeah, self-taught.
Oh, YouTube University?
Yeah, pretty much. Like back.
Well, you got into it like earlier.
Yeah, like back when I was doing it, like photo blogs were still super popular.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Like I met a ton of people online. And one of them, what is his name? David Nightingale from Chromasia.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with his stuff?
I don't think so.
He was like the first guy to really push, as far as I know,
Yeah.
like cross-process stuff in Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
This is like in 2007, 2008. And yeah, that's where I learned. I took some of his like
That's crazy. That
classes.
you've got to see like Photoshop like progress so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you got to see all the different versions of it versus like I've been in the past like 3-4 years, so like I see like those different improvements of Lightroom and Premiere Pro and stuff like that. But like going from like like 10 years ago to now.
It's my setup's still set up the same though. I only use 6 tools.
What do you use? What are your 6 tools?
When I go in, exposure adjustment, curves, levels, dodge, burn, sharpen.
Well, dodge, burn, and sharpen. People used to use those type of tools for film stuff. Like
Bingo.
Like for Ansel Adams, he used to like take his photos into like and to make like the bottoms of the mountains look so much darker and stuff like that. He would burn them so it's like a nice gradient. Like it draws your attention.
Have you seen the before and after of his stuff?
I don't think I have.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, let's look it up. Ansel Adams,
like darkroom before and after photo.
Yeah, because but I watched a whole bunch of videos because Ansel Adams is so interesting to me, and I just love Yosemite. Like that's how I got into taking photos. So like, that's big inspiration.
There's a really good example.
Yeah, and you could tell where he's burning it and where you know what I mean. And so what is dodge exactly?
It's like Brighton's.
Brighton's,
okay, right? And Alan Ross is actually the coolest guy. Alan, thank you for being a subscriber to the magazine.
There we go, Alan Ross. Yeah, that's wild. Go to the bottom one. Right there, yeah. Wow. Really making that sky pop. That's freaking wild.
And they still offer classes too. I know Alan Ross offers classes.
And so they do this in the dark room?
Yeah, man.
And so in a dark room, no light can be in there, or what is it again? I don't. Do you know?
It's red light.
Red light. Okay.
But I've never even.
You never been to one?
Never even been in the dark room.
I feel like it looks like a laboratory for.
It's like a breaking.
Yeah. Like it looks like a drug
situation.
laboratory.
Yeah.
They're like look up just dark room.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think the red is like...
And red makes it look like ominous. You know what I mean? It makes it look a little freaky.
Yeah, man. Are we in the Eyes Wide Shut right now?
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's so weird. And Matt,
I need to get in one.
You should. I feel like you should. But so, what else do you shoot besides this? You shoot anything else besides?
So I have another camera called a Sun 660. It's an autofocus 600 speed only camera.
But is it Polaroid or
Yeah,
no?
it's a Polaroid, yeah.
So, but you shoot anything else besides Polaroid? No.
No.
And it's interesting because it's like most people who shoot film, I would say they might have a Polaroid, but they don't like solely shoot Polaroid.
Yeah,
you know
there's
what I mean?
like 10 of us.
Yeah.
I at one point, like 2.5 years ago, dude, like I gave an interview for this outlet and I was like, I'm done with instant film. I got this new camera. I got a Mamiya 7, which is like a 6x7 medium format rangefinder.
Okay, cool.
So it's like this big and the coolest camera, right?
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same, man. I did a whole year. Like I shot 20, 30 rolls of film that year and just
wasn't into it as much.
Like I got it developed and then I scanned it all myself. And it's just the magic of it just popping into your hand.
What's your process like? You take a photo, instantly comes out. What do you do with it?
Oh, it's a dance. Do you want to see the dance?
Yeah.
So if I take a photo, it can't see light for like, I don't know what the official recommendation is, but for me, it's like 20 minutes.
Okay,
That's like my rule. So like I'll take a photo. And you can't see light, so I have to do this like dance and like put it in my pocket. So yeah.
So you just put it face down though to make
just put it face down, and my headphones were on, so I couldn't do my dance for you.
You're good.
But like I do something, I don't know what I'll make up a name right now. We'll call it Photo Fairy. But like when I'm out hiking and I see like a couple or a family, I'm like, hey, let me get a Polaroid of you guys, and you can take it home.
That's cool.
I do it all the time. It's like photo juju. Like I feel like it makes the sunsets better.
Yeah.
It's like my
you're like
superstition.
being like nice about it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's okay. I'll spend a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there.
Yeah, man. Like I was on top of what is it, Muir Pass? Like a couple months ago, and there was like tons of Germans. It was so super tight, and they were.
You're
so
like my
stoked.
last name, you guys.
I know. And they were so pumped, but like it's cool because like in today's world, I can't be like. You can't just touch people anymore, right? But I'm like, dude, like I'm not gonna stand here with this photo for like 20 minutes till it develops.
Yeah.
So like I take it and like I like will like have it in my hand and I'll like throw it like on their chest. And I'm like, okay, keep it there for 20 minutes. And they're like, I don't know what to do with my hands. So I'm like, gotta go.
But what happens if light hits it? Like it just changes the way it develops?
Yeah, it does. So this film is light and temperature sensitive. So if you take pictures below like 60 degrees, the film will be bluer.
Oh.
Above 80 degrees, the film will turn oranger.
What about? I have a question. Go pull up his Instagram. You have photos and it's
with the blue streaks.
It's like the little almost. I don't know. They're not burns, but you know what I mean. It looks like little.
So
things.
they're film imperfections, and like I know for us, like that's part of the magic. Like each
What's the handle?
Right there. Yeah, right there.
The Garth Brooks AI.
And then go down on his profile. Just so we can look at them. Oh, way down.
So that one,
You're talking these?
is like one up.
One up, yeah. Right to the right. Right?
Yeah, so that one, it was in my pocket and it got bent.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
So these are all, like I have this like super cool fanny pack that I keep all my film in.
Yeah.
But like I'm up in the woods, right? So I'm just like throwing this thing everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So like part of my aesthetic is like,
it is what it is.
these have gone through it with me.
Yeah.
They're not something that I created after the fact from this thing that I'm doing, right? So sometimes they come out like that.
And then go down a little bit more, Duffy.
And sometimes they come out perfect, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's all part of the process.
A little more. Yeah, like that stuff right there.
Yeah, so that film was old.
Like it was like old film that was made like.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years old film. And I keep it in the fridge, keep it in the trunk in the heat in Fresno, 100 degrees. Like sometimes it's kind of fun to see what's going to pop out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think it makes it unique and personal.
And it's almost like it's not perfect, kind of like, hey,
yeah,
like,
nothing
it's okay.
is.
It's okay if it's not like. the photo's not, and then go down more because I feel like you had like 4 or 5. I felt like in a row that had like a.
Oh yeah, I dropped my camera when I was in Yosemite.
You go down a little more. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
More down, right? It's
yeah,
like
it was
away.
before that. Yeah,
Those right there. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I was originally talking about.
So I dropped this camera or the version before it, and these are the rollers. And the film still wasn't perfect, so as it comes out, it spreads the emulsion over this, right? And if it is not spread evenly, you get that. It's because I had dried emulsion on this roller, and you can still see it because I never cleaned my cameras.
Oh, dude, you're talking to the
so
choir
this
here.
will create marks on it.
Never cleaned my camera.
To the person that buys this in the future, I clean it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that just happened, and when I got it, I was like, all right, cool. Like I think shooting instant film is a really good metaphor for life. It's never perfect. It's never what you want. But
I have a Polaroid over here. I want to have you look at it. I don't know if it works or anything. I think it's missing like the eye hole thing to even like see the stuff. But yeah. I bought it like such a long time ago at like a garage sale.
So that is the coolest place I've ever been in my entire life.
What is this?
That was the Royce Lakes.
Royce Lakes. In
It's
Yosemite
only like
High Country? Or what?
That is out of Pine Creek Trailhead on the Eastern Sierra.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's part of the Sierra High Route.
Is it, so where do you, like when you're going to park, where do you park, where is it?
That was at the Pine Creek Trailhead.
Is that
you can
on
get
Tioga or no?
No, it's on out of like Bishop area.
Oh, okay.
On the other side.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, so like my whole thing is I almost always hike out of the east now. Because it's either one day of hiking to get to the good stuff or one day of driving.
You should do the minarets. I've never done it.
Never done it, yeah.
But the minarets and they're Mammoth Lakes area. But
cool.
like, type in like minaret backpacking hike. There's a lake up there, but you would take some crazy photos with the film camera.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Yeah. But I think like, especially with the reflection and stuff. Dude, I went to, you ever been to, what's it called? 10 Lakes or?
The basin? 10 Lakes Basin?
I think, freaking A. What did it, type in?
I don't know why they call everything number of lakes and basin, right?
No, it's not 10 Lakes.
Where was it out of? Like Mineral King?
On the backside, you basically park like June Lake. You know where June Lake is? So you park over there and then you hike up. And there's a freaking, what is it called? But it's all the photos I saw were a cool reflection of the mountain. Like, and it was just this cool thing. And then we get up there and it's like just windy for 3 days. And like, you don't ever see
that's
the
how it goes,
reflection,
man.
you know what I mean? At all. Like, not even once. I was like, what the hell? Like, we would wake up early, nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, type in Royce Lakes. I'll show you from everyone else's perspective. But this is like a moonscape up there. And it's super cool.
That's dope. Where's that? That's where you said you.
Yeah, that's where I took that photo. But you can get there.
Was it that mountain?
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. And
that's a sick shot. Right
it's
there.
beautiful up there, man. It is the first my first time doing like off trail stuff was it 2 years ago. So like I went to a location and then like did part of this trail or route, and it was cool, man. I did like 14 miles off trail, and like learned to traverse through, just stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I never done it before.
That's cool. I did Mount Dana one time.
Where's that?
It's so you're about to, you go over Tioga Pass. You leave Yosemite for a second. Yeah. And then you just park on the right. Like literally you see the ranger station thing right there. And then it's a hike up and it's like, look up, is that Mount Dana? Yeah. 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 So it's just like this, it's weird. It's like only, I think it's like a maybe 5-6 mile hike. So you're like, oh, whatever. But it's like a 2,500 foot elevation gain or whatever. The first 2 miles there's not an elevation change. So then it's like, but it's like shale rock. And like, that's the first time. And all you're doing is like taking steps up, like slowly. And then like, and we go from the Merced to,
you're winded,
like
man.
It's I think I'm pretty sure it's like 14,000. I type in, what is the elevation? I think it's like 14,000 or maybe 13,000. Just go to,
yeah. Looks like 3,000.
I thought it was way more than that.
Well, that's the total gain, but not the
not the like elevation.
If you go to caltopo.com, do you use that?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, change your life.
What site is it?
Caltopo.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then just type in Mount Dana or accept.
Except those cookies.
and then start mapping top right.
Oh, is this what you map out your stuff
Yeah,
through?
man, I love it. Boom. And it'll tell you the elevation if you zoom in. Yeah, it's great for monitoring snow.
13,000.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's sick.
I like
Dude,
this.
you can, all right, so they have Forest Service, government, like people plug in their own stuff in here too. And you can download, like, I have like a, what do you call it?
You can see like other people's trails and stuff. or,
Yeah,
like,
you can, but there's like the High Sierra Topics website
Mhm.
has backcountry mountain passes that are not on any maps.
Mhm.
And they plug it all in here for you. So I have that saved as a layer.
Can you import layers?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
put
you
your
can
own
do
layer?
all kinds of stuff in here.
Oh.
And it's just like its own little.
And it calculates the miles and elevation gain and drop for each day.
Oh.
And I can export it from there to my Garmin InReach.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I sync that with my phone, and I use, what do you call it, Gia?
I
Gia?
don't know. Oh,
That
yeah,
app?
yeah.
To make sure I'm,
On
not 10 miles away from where
yeah,
I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's great, man. I use it all the time. And
Calitopa? That's what
Caltopo.
Caltopo.
And then you can also monitor snowpack.
Oh.
So I always go like in beginning of June,
Mm-hmm.
and snow's iffy, right?
Yeah,
you never really know.
No.
So they have like a weekly, if you pay for it, a snow satellite where you can kind of check it out.
Oh, that's cool.
So that really helps. Like my last trip, I got in, like it was random. It was like the day before I decided I was going to leave my old job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I got to go backpacking. There's no snow and there's no fires. 6 days in is when the fire started in Evolution Valley.
Yeah.
And I got out like the day it started. So it was like the only time I could have done that area.
Wow, that's
You know?
that's cool. Have you done Blue Canyon Lake?
Mm-mm.
Dude, type in Blue Canyon Lake. You should do, just because like I love mountain lakes, honestly.
Oh, they're the best,
Yeah.
man.
It's over on I forget what pass it is.
We should go backpacking,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Let's go. I'll even bring some heavy shit to make you guys feel better.
There you go. There we go. Yeah, it's just cool ass lake. It's like right past. There's a backpackers camp on the PCT. I forget what it's called.
What area is it in?
It's Sonora Pass, I believe.
I've never been up there, man. I've wanted to go over there. I drove through Sonora a couple times,
Kennedy
and
Meadows.
Yeah, Kennedy Meadows is the backpacking
cool.
stop that a lot of people stop out
Yeah.
on the PCT. So we went out on there actually too, and we hiked out there, and it was just like it was a cool experience. But it was literally we went out there, and then it was like crazy thunder for
Tight.
like 2 days, and then like sprinkles, and we're like, are we gonna have to leave or no? Like, are we gonna have to leave or no? And, like,
or
we're
stay
waiting.
for longer.
Yeah, exactly. And then get this, and then this is the one trip all of us were like, okay, no tents. We're all using hammocks. Like
All right.
that was our thing. Like we're just gonna use hammocks, not knowing like that there's gonna rain. And then the day we get there, we we hang up all our hammocks and we look on the ground, and there's like, it feels like hundreds of little mice just like running around. You know what I mean?
Dude,
and we're
that's
like,
terrifying.
we're like,
I
what
would
the
not be
hell?
down.
And then my other buddy has like a little burn hole in his hammock. I'm like, oh, is that your hammock gonna be okay? He's like, yeah, it's fine. And like we're all in our hammocks. He's the last one to get in his hammock, and he goes to get in it and just falls on the ground. And all of us just like in our hammocks are like, like just
Dude.
laughing nonstop. And then he was like, he like tied it, and he was like, okay, I think we're good. And he sat back in it, instantly fell again.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
dude.
and then he had to like make up like a little like makeshift tent.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
already like pitch black, you know what I
No,
mean?
thanks.
So yeah.
Well, I gave up on tarp life.
Yeah.
I had a tarp forever, and it's just too much of a hassle, man.
What do you do? You sleep it out?
Well, I have like a Bora bivy, which is like it's called a bug net bivy.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like basically a silly nylon floor
Mm-hmm.
that you can hang the top to a tree.
Uh-huh.
And I usually only sleep in that. But I had a tarp, but I got caught in a storm, and I realized that I'm really shitty at pitching tarps.
Oh yeah.
And like I just don't want to put in the effort. And like as much as like I'm an ultralight guy,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't care about 10 ounces anymore, dude. Like I'm getting older. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need my spreadsheet to be the other guy on Reddit's spreadsheet.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't care, you know?
Yeah. I always do Reddit's opinions on stuff because my wife will ask me something, and I was like, oh, let me see. And I'll just type in whatever it is, Reddit. And
every
then I'm
time.
like, let me see the discussion that these people had about this 4 years ago.
Half how else are you supposed to do research?
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you formulate your own opinions about it.
Exactly.
But I'm like, well, actually, what I think is clearly what the fucking person
I
on
wonder if
Reddit
it'll
said.
let me comment on this 4-year-old post.
Yeah. Bring it relevant, or it'll be like, this post is archived. I'm like, dang it. Like, I can't put my 2 cents in.
The only other place you should check out is Hell for Sure Lake. That's out of Courtright, which is like an hour above Shiver Lake. And this place is magical. You can probably just hit images.
And where is it at again? Sorry.
You know where Courtright Reservoir is?
I don't know if I do.
It's like Shaver Lake is an hour above Fresno.
Okay, gotcha.
Courtright is an hour above Shaver.
Okay, gotcha.
And from there, you can actually go into Evolution by going over this pass, Hell for Sure Pass. But this place is awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
And it's only like 18 miles from the trailhead. I mean, I did like a 4-dayer, right?
Yeah,
Went up there, hung out. But it's beautiful.
That's really cool. You ever do Clouds Rest in Yosemite?
I've always wanted to.
That's better than Half Dome to me. It's better.
Yeah,
than
that's what I read.
Yeah, it's like cool, perfect. It'd be cool for your photos too. But it's just like, yeah, you get just unique views. Like that view of Half Dome, which is like way different. And then like, I mean, everyone's videos makes it look like you're walking on this tiny little thing up there. It's just a GoPro that's stupid wide. That's like making it look like that. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, it's a little sketchy, but not too bad.
Well, I see people on Taft Point all the time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's not for me. Like maybe like when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? But
you said you like to do some dangerous things though. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Not that dangerous.
Well, yeah. Like my favorite thing to do, like when I was in my super early 20s, like 2021, like it'd be 2-3 in the morning, and we'd be like, "Hey guys, you guys want to go bomb hills in Pismo, like on the longboards?" And we'd just drive out to Pismo.
Oh man!
And it was exhilarating, man. Like you go from that spot from the 101 down to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You just middle of the night, you going through like 7 or 8 red lights, like on a skateboard, going like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you're hanging on, and you're like, don't die. Didn't die. Okay, let's go again.
Yeah.
And
adrenaline rush.
So much fun, man.
That's
really
cool.
stupid. But tons of fun.
That's really cool. Actually, the Blue Canyon Lake, that road, Sonora Pass, that's where so many longboarders bomb the hill. They bomb the hill right there, and so it's just wild because I was looking at it because I've seen like so many videos. I'm like, man, why does that road look so familiar to me?
Yeah, right.
And then it's like literally the parking lot. There's not even a parking lot. Just pull off the side of the road for Blue Canyon Lake is right next to where everyone's bombing. And then Blue Canyon Lake's one of the ones that's it's a popular for because you can hike up there and there will still be snow on the mountain around the lake, but not like anywhere else pretty much. But a lot of people bring up their snowboards and they'll hike up and they'll go down then over the lake a little bit and try to like make it to the other side or whatever.
Like anytime I think I'm a badass, I'll go on the internet.
And
then I'm like, no, I'm not at all, man. Like, like guys do so much crazier stuff, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay with not doing that much crazy stuff.
Not anymore, man.
Deductibles.
Life changes, you know?
I'm gonna get hurt.
Yeah, man.
Because you just turned 30.
I just turned 30.
Yeah, and then I'm 29. But like we're all at the age where it's like, when I think I used to not think about getting hurt. Now my first thing I think about is doing something is, am I going to get hurt from this?
Yeah. Unless I have a few in me, then it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I know, like I was on a trip a couple years ago, and I see guys like on YouTube, like butt like slide down these snowpacks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've seen that. I could do that, right?
You didn't?
No, I did. No, I did do it, but like I didn't figure out, like I didn't look ahead, like what I was doing, and like there was like rocks at the bottom, and I'm like have my poles, and I'm like going really fast, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna break my legs right now.
Yeah.
And like I'm smiling because it didn't happen.
Yeah, and it is fun though when you go because Mount Dana, same thing. We slid down our asses down Mount Dana too, and it was cool. I mean that one was okay because there wasn't too much snow, so it was like you're only going from this patch to that patch. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
But like if it's all, then you're
all
like
snow.
You're just like you started going going before you thought about anything too far.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're like, I've seen this. I could do it.
No problem, right? So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm very lucky. Well, I have this thing like I never really get in trouble for stuff that I do. Like I never get hurt. I never really like get seriously injured. So no one's told, like the world hasn't made me stop yet doing dumb stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So
well, Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't, huh?
I don't think it will, man. I don't think it will.
Oh, let me see this.
Yeah. I didn't focus all the way.
Oh, you're good,
but,
man. And this is what size are Polaroids? What size is this? Do you know?
It's like 3x3 for the most part, the
3x3,
actual image. But I think it's like 3.25 by 4-ish.
Yeah.
I did all the math that's in Photoshop for the collages I'm doing, but I try not to think about it if I'm not.
Like,
You know what I
for a
mean?
specific reason or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I feel you. Don't make it more technical than it has to be, especially when film is like so, or Polaroid is almost so like, you just got to know your few settings and then like
Rock and roll, man.
Easy, yeah, exactly.
I think the one thing that this teaches you is like EV values, especially like being a film photographer, right? So like I remember like years ago, I'm like, how many like 10-stop ND filter? Like how much? What is that in EV, right? And like you have to learn. And like doing like zone metering where like you meter for a certain thing that you want. And it's great. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think we talked about everything.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
So why don't you tell people where they can find you at on
Sure.
like social media and stuff, and then your magazine as well.
Yeah. So Instagram is the only thing I have for me personally. And that's just my name, Michael Behlen, Behlen. And then you can find me at don'tshakeitLikeAPolaroid.com. Common misconception. I don't care what the song tells you.
What? How long ago did you come up with that name of
I don't know. We could search the domain registry, but I think I've had it for maybe it's at the bottom of my website when I started it. Well, some dumbass stole michaelbehlen.com from me.
Really?
Because I didn't re-register it, and he tried to like sell it back to me, and I'm like, I don't care about my name, so I did this. But I think like 2014. I think I've had it for like 8
How
years.
much did he try to sell it back to you for?
A couple $100.
Jeez.
But I was like, that's not happening, guys.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
So yeah, that's my website, and then I run Analog Forever Magazine. You can find us on Instagram and Analog Forever Zine, ZINE, on Twitter and on Facebook, all under the same name, and we're at analogforevermagazine.com.
Dope, dude. I thank you for coming on. I had
Thanks, man.
blast having you. Put it there.
There you
We'll
go.
have to do this again.
Thanks, man.
Of course.
Listen, I've been getting high, I need to slow down. Feels like I'm up top, feels like I'm grown now. Hang within the music, how it go down. And I don't run from problems, bitch, I float now. Hey, bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. What? Bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. Hey, bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. What? Bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. Wow, ounce to the loud. Motherfucker, I got me a pound. If it's love, I'ma shoot you the dope for the low. And this bitch want my seat like it's something to grow. Hold up, can't feel my tongue, feel my lungs. Watch me roll up. Hate till I'm numb, Look, bitch, if it's rolled, then let's roll. I be too high for my state of the mind. I don't be flowing, I just stay reclined. Luxury burning up front and inside. Cocaine's never ditching my Rio. Ayy, swear I'm in love with Maria. Thinking, do you love me bad? But I know I can't tie her down. Bitch, I've been getting high, need a slow down. What? Feels like I'm up top, feels like I'm grown now. Feels like I'm pain within the music, how it go down. One more time, bring it back like this. Listen, bitch, here we go. Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Hey, bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Sing it, shorty. Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Talk to him.
I need to slow down, you need to roll now, get this shit out of my system. I need to focus, you need to hit this, get this shit out of my system. Potent peace, I feel too high. Hold on, roll up one time. Took a hit and lost my mind. Now I'ma keep it on. This blowing tree just makes me cautious. Lose my time, but I feel prideful. Take some hits, yeah, it's to die for. Know what I mean, like you know that talk is cheap, so you know that I don't speak or give in to their confidence. I know this shit is common sense, like
I've been getting high, I need to slow down. Feels like I'm up top, feels like I'm grown now.
Feels like I'm
pain within the music, how it go down. And I don't run from problems, bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. What? Bitch, I flow now. Bitch, I flow now. Look, hey, bitch, bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. Hey, bitch, I float now. Bitch, I float now. Slower, baby.
We back, bitch.
The low end out now.
This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk.